Mountain ranges of the world, top 10 highest mountains in the world that will take your breath away. The highest mountain ranges in the world were formed tens of millions of years ago and continue to evoke awe today. Immensely large mountains reaching thousands of meters above sea level regulate the climate of the countries over which they tower. They are home to many people and wildlife, and ascending them is the ultimate goal of thousands of climbers worldwide. Before we begin, please subscribe to my channel, and let me know how you like the video in the comments section below. Most of the highest mountain ranges on Earth are located in the most populous countries. The movement of tectonic plates in the present-day China, India, Pakistan, and surrounding regions has led to the formation of the world's highest mountains there. Mountains and ranges worldwide are home to more than 85% of animals, many of which exclusively inhabit mountainous regions. 15% of the world's population lives in mountainous areas, and these mountains provide water, livelihoods, with many mountain communities having lived there for centuries or even thousands of years. Many mountains are sacred places steeped in legends, and the challenges of mysterious locations and unexplored heights have attracted travelers from around the world for centuries. How were mountains and peaks formed? Earth is home to hundreds of mountain ranges and over 1 million peaks, constituting 25% of the Earth's surface, found not only on land but also in the oceans. Mountains are even present on many objects in the solar system. Mountains and mountain ranges are formed due to various geological processes, with the most common being the movement of tectonic plates. These plates are located in the Earth's upper mantle and are part of the Earth's crust. The movement of tectonic plates creates global mountain ranges, peaks, and volcanoes. Tectonic plates can either subduct beneath one another or move apart. When two plates collide, their parts can move upwards and create a mountain. The more they collide, the higher the mountain and peaks they create. The process of mountain formation has taken place over billions to millions of years. The Barberton Greenstone Belt in South Africa is considered the oldest mountain range, formed 3.6 billion years ago, with its highest point reaching around 1,800 meters above sea level. The youngest mountain range in the world is the Himalayas, formed about 50 million years ago. The Indian-Australian plate is still moving towards Eurasia and pushing Tibet upwards. Because of this, the Himalayas are still growing, increasing by an average of 1 inch per year. Top 10 highest mountain ranges in the world. Enormous mountain ranges and their breathtaking peaks, reaching into the clouds, have become the home of many creatures and people, deities of local communities, and the goal of determined climbers. The highest mountains in the world, the Himalayas, and its highest peak, Mount Everest, are attempted to be conquered by 800 people each year. However, not everyone succeeds, and for many climbers, their expedition ends tragically. Approximately 310 people have died while attempting to conquer the world's highest mountain. 1. Himalayas. Highest point, Mount Everest, 8,848 meters above sea level. Location, India, Nepal, China, Bhutan, Pakistan. The Himalayas are part of the alpine Himalayan system. The name is derived from the Sanskrit words hima, meaning snow, and alaya, meaning abode. The 2,400-kilometer range extends from Nanga Parbat in the west to Namcha Barwa in the southeast, separating the plains of the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan Plateau. The Himalayas are home to over 100 peaks exceeding 7,200 meters above sea level, including the world's highest peak, Mount Everest. The Himalayan region is home to many unique animals, including the snow leopard, Bengal tiger, one-horned rhinoceros, red panda, and Ganges River dolphin. In addition, millions of people live there, primarily relying on agriculture and animal husbandry. 2. Karakoram. Highest point, K2, 8,611 meters above sea level. Location, Pakistan, China, India. The second highest mountain range in the world, stretching 500 kilometers, forms the border between China and Pakistan. Some of the world's longest glaciers outside polar regions are found in Karakoram. Although some sources mention Karakoram as part of the Himalayas, it is, in fact, a separate range separated from the Himalayas by the Indus River. Karakoram is more rugged, and its mountains are more remote than the Himalayas, resulting in fewer people living there compared to the world's highest mountain range. The name Karakoram has Turkic origins and means black gravel. 3. Hindu Kush. Highest point, Tirich Mir, 7,708 meters above sea level. Location, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Tajikistan. Hindu Kush is an 800-kilometer mountain range extending from the Afghanistan-Pakistan border to northern Pakistan. The third highest mountain range in the world borders the Himalayas and Karakoram, sharing similarities with the latter. The Hindu Kush region historically played a significant role in Buddhism, and communities settling there built several temples. Today, the area is predominantly Islamized. Hindu Kush was a vital hub for trade networks between Central and South Asia, as well as the site of invasions into the Indian subcontinent. Today, it continues to play a crucial role in the conflicts in Afghanistan. The name Hindu Kush translates from Persian as the killer of Hindus, as the 14th century traveler Ibn Battuta claimed that many Hindus were killed in the region while being transported as slaves to Afghanistan and other countries. Others argue that the name originates from ancient Avestan, meaning the water mountains. 4. Pamir. Highest point, Kongur, 7,649 meters above sea level. Location, Tajikistan, China, Afghanistan, Kyrgyzstan. Pamir, also known as the Roof of the World, is largely situated in Tajikistan but extends into Afghanistan, China, and Kyrgyzstan. Its highest peak, Kongur, lies entirely in China. The ancient Silk Road once traversed the Pamir region, a significant trade route connecting China to the Roman and Byzantine empires. From the 2nd century BCE to the 15th century, it was primarily used to transport silk, porcelain, cotton, spices, tea, precious metals, and paper from China to Europe and the Middle East. Today, the famous Pamir Highway passes through Pamir, once a side branch of the Silk Road. The highway traverses stunning scenic locations. The name Pamir likely comes from the Persian word Bamayar, meaning the roof of the world. However, Pamir can also be a geological term indicating a flat upland plateau surrounded by mountains. 5. Qingduanshan, highest point, Minya Gankar, de Shueshan, 7,556 meters above sea level. Location, China, Myanmar. Qingduanshan is a mountain range in southwestern China that separates the plains of northern Myanmar from the lowlands in the Sichuan Basin. The Yangtze River, one of the longest rivers in the world, as well as the Mekong and Salween rivers, flows through Qingduanshan. These rivers are inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List as the three parallel rivers. One of the significant mountains in Qingduanshan is de Shueshan, Great Snow Mountain, of which Minya Gankar is the highest point. 6. Tian Shan, highest point, Victory Peak, 7,439 meters above sea level. Location, China, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan. The name Tian Shan in Chinese means heavenly mountains. The mountain range is 2,500 kilometers long, stretching across Central Asia, with the highest peak on the border of Kyrgyzstan and China. The lowest point is the Turpan Depression, lying 154 meters below the surface of the world's oceans. The region of Tian Shan is the origin of a flower that we now mainly associate with the Netherlands and its capital, Amsterdam, tulips. Tulips reached Turkey via the Silk Road from the Tian Shan region and, from there, to the Netherlands in the 16th century. 7. Kunlun, highest point, Lusher Shan, 7,167 meters above sea level. Location, China. The Kunlun Mountains form the northern edge of the Tibetan Plateau. It is one of the longest mountain ranges in the world, stretching about 3,000 kilometers. Kunlun has become a significant element of Chinese culture and a mythical Taoist paradise. 8. Trans-Himalaya, highest point, Nyenchen Tengla, 7,162 meters above sea level. Location, China. Trans-Himalaya is a 1,000-kilometer range running parallel to the Himalayas across the southern part of the Tibet Autonomous Region in China. It consists of the Gangdais Range in the west and the Nyenchen Tengla Range in the east. The highest point, Mount Nyenchen Tengla, is a significant subject in Tibetan mythology and one of the most influential deities. 9. Andes, highest point, Aconcagua, 6,962 meters above sea level. Location, Argentina, Chile, Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela. The first mountain range on this list not located in Asia, the Andes span countries in South America. They are the longest mountain range in the world, stretching nearly 9,000 kilometers. The Andes run from the southern tip of South America through Argentina, Chile, Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, and Venezuela, reaching the coast of the Caribbean Sea. The summit of Chimborazo volcano in Ecuador, part of the Andes, is the farthest point from the center of the Earth, 6,384.4 kilometers. Among the most famous tourist attractions in the Andes are the lost Inca city of Machu Picchu and one of the most beautiful lakes in the world, Lake Titicaca. 10. Alaska Range, highest point, Denali, 6,194 meters above sea level. Location, USA. The Alaska Range is located in the U.S. state of Alaska and stretches 950 kilometers from Lake Clark in the southwest to the White River in Canada in the southeast. In the Alaska Range lies the highest peak in North America, Mount Denali. Between 1950 and 1969, the record low temperature of -73 degrees Celsius was measured in the Alaska Range. The Alaska Range is part of the Pacific Ring of Fire and the Denali Fault, causing numerous earthquakes and forming a climatic barrier between the tundra and the climate of the Pacific coastal region.